Been reported today that the Health Secretary, Andy Burnham, is set to announce the biggest shake-up to social care for a generation. The proposals he's expected to make will ask for a contribution of between £12,000 and £20,000 from individuals to be paid either throughout their working lives or deducted from their estate after death, which will guarantee their long-term care in old age. The government says it would mean the creation of the first national care service. It's as yet unclear whether these contributions would be compulsory or voluntary, but in general, what do we make of the news? Does it sound like a fair proposal?
Well, I must say I really welcome this as an initiative, because we've got to get some debate going about this, haven't we? Because it is an enormous problem. I mean, if you just look at the statistics alone, it's terrifying. I mean, there's going to be double the number of people over 85 in the next 25 years, and they must be cared for. I think we all want to belong to a society where we care for our old people, and I don't think they're getting a fair crack at the whip, because I think the system we have at the moment penalises those of us who save. I mean, last year alone, there were 45,000 people who had to sell their homes to fund the care in their old age, and I don't think that's fair, and I think it's high time we looked at it. And yes, I think...
Yeah, but what this is asking those people who had to sell their homes is that they've still got to pay. They've got to pay through their lives. And surely, don't we do that? By the time you get to the time when you need care, haven't you been paying into the system your entire life? And that's your national insurance?
Yeah, but that mainly covers your health care up to that point. And that's
I thought it covered your health care until you died.
There's just not enough money in the system to do that, and I'll tell you why. And if you do look at the figures, although they sound a lot, between £12,000 and £20,000, if you take it over a lifetime, per week it isn't that much. I know that's a qualified thing to say, but if you look at the amount that we put into the National Health Service, the problem with that is that the people who are paying for the National Health Service today are actually not the people who are going to benefit from that actual money. We're all putting into the we're putting into the national insurance system, but that money is actually paying for the older people. We're going to be looking to the younger people to pay our expenses, if you see what I mean. And yes, it does seem incredible, I know, but the thing about it is that our National Health Service has been fantastically successful, and we can cure so much more than we ever could before. And if you look at it, we all of us expect to be able to benefit from the fantastic cures that are available now. You've only got to Google any illness you like on the web.
I just think it's another exercise in trying to tax us for even more. It's the government's made such a rotten job of running the finances. This is just another way to generate revenue to bail them out.
But it's always been this way.
At the moment, it's the highest it's ever been. Yeah, you're right. There are going to be more old people than there are young people pretty soon. There's going to be 2 young people for every old person in 10 years' time, 20 years' time. Yeah. But, you know, the thing is, we pay so much already. And the national insurance isn't set aside for anything. It's basically a tax. And when they don't want to put the tax up, they put the national insurance up so everybody carries on paying. All the way through your life. There has to be some way. I just look at the big picture, and I just think, where's the money? Where does it go? Where's it gone? You know, we have a National Health Service that a lot of people say is substandard, that a lot of people pay twice for that. Hang on, no, people pay private health care, so they're paying twice for that. A lot of people pay for their kids to go to private schools because we have a less than satisfactory education system. People are paying twice for absolutely everything. Where does the money that we already pay, where does it go? Where is it? Why can't they make provision for that?
Have you been to the hospital recently? We all paid into...
Yes, I have actually.
We all paid into national insurance, didn't we? And we all thought we were going to be fine when we got older. You know, what's
pensions and care.
Everything, everybody did. And what's happened now is we're all terrified of getting older in this country. We look 20 years ahead and we think, oh my God, what's going to happen to me? The pensions will be gone. You know, there'll be nothing. The money has gone. And what scares me about this, what will happen to that money? Where will it go? We haven't got trust. The trust in the government has gone. So that scares me, that we put money into that. It comes to another 20 years' time, they'll go, that money's gone now.
It'll be used to pay off the massive debt.
That's what I'm saying. So the money will be diverted into something else. That's what will scare people, because people in this country have lost trust in the government completely now.
But I agree with you in one sense. I'm worried myself about growing old. But the problem problem is, how do you predict when we're going to need the kind of care that they're talking about finding the provision for, which is, you know, in our later years, late 70s, early 80s, which is, you know, still a long time away for us. How do we know how much that's going to cost by the time we get there? You know, they're doing the governments, all governments. No, they do it.
£20,000.
Well, actually, though, they're not.
They know.
But they're saying it's going to cost more. But to be honest, they're only asking us to contribute that much. So there is money coming from existing funds. They're not asking us to pay for it all. And even so, I mean, wouldn't you rather have that than have to sell your home? I mean, somebody has to pay for the care. It doesn't just.
We pay for it all our lives with taxes.
But that's the money we're paying now is paying the old people now. When we're that age, we're going to need the younger people now to pay for that, and there are too few of them. That's the big problem.
Right, well, they're going to need that. There's another thing in the paper today that says people don't have to retire at 65, they've got to carry on working, and most people can't afford to retire anymore.
Well, right, we're going to carry on the debate at the website.